Hey you guys, it's John here. We are in the container garden this morning. I feel like we haven't been out here in such a long time. We've been busy planting all of our clients' gardens, but we definitely need to do some work out here. We had a huge rainstorm a couple weeks ago, so some things are still a little displaced from that, and some things are just completely dead. They're out of season, so we got to take some of the things out. We're going to, I don't know what we're going to do here, maybe tie this up or replace it with another celosia that we have, but we need to fix this situation. We have some grass that needs a little bit of pruning, and then we have some dead plants actually in here. Oopsies. I think this happened after the rain. I don't think they loved sitting in a lot of water. So we're gonna take out a lot of dead things, and we don't have anything on the side of our house right now to replace things with, but I think just cleaning things up, taking out the dead, and just fixing up, maybe lifting up this mahogany hibiscus a little bit would help it just make it a little bit more tidy in the garden. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna go get changed and we will be right back. Okay, we are back. I think what we're gonna do first is take just a lot of the plants, push them out, and then kind of assess if we're going to keep them or compost them. Now it is the beginning of November. Some things still look pretty good, but other things have been in the garden for a long time and they're getting kind of tired. So we're gonna start getting rid of some of the flowers that are going out of season and slowly start putting in more cooler tolerant flowers like cabbages, maybe some pansies, violas, alyssums, things like that. And kind of transition the garden slowly from our fall into our winter garden. Hi, Rosie. You gonna help? Okay, so we took out kind of the middle section, lower middle section, and then the border of the garden. Hi, Rose. She's being very nosy right now. But some things look okay. A lot of things don't look super hot. Like these are what the cockscombs look like. This is the twisted orange cockscombs. These have been blooming since August. And some of them obviously have seen better days. So I think we're just gonna make a giant bouquet out of them and then not put them back in the garden. Some of these cockscombs, like the border, this is the Brainiac Mad Magenta. They look good, but they lost all their leaves. I don't know exactly what's happening. I think a lot of this happened after our huge rainstorm. They did not like to be super wet for, gosh, it was a couple days. So anyways, I think we're gonna keep the cockscombs for now. I think they're gonna dry really well. We're just gonna clean them up a little bit. Same with those. But some of the other ones kind of still, I mean, they look okay, but I don't know if we're gonna keep them in the garden. Anyways, and we're gonna keep the sweet potato vines, just clean them up, take off all the dead leaves. Again, this is another really sad cockscombs. It still looks good, but some of them look dead. And then there was some completely dead plants in here. That one was dead. And others were just completely dead. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 completely dead plants in there. So we took them out. They were all hidden underneath some of the celosias that were bending over. So it was a little scavenger hunt. There's also some really spent zinnias that we're gonna get rid of too, just to clean up the garden a little bit. There's one there, there's 2 here. These look okay, but I think we're just gonna get rid of them for now to clean up the space just a little bit. We did have a lot of really good Calibrachoa blooming earlier in the season. I think we're having a little bit of a thrip issue, and that's why they kind of stopped blooming. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do about it. Thrips are kind of a weird insect to deal with. So anyways, we're gonna clean this up a little bit. There's some, again, the cockscombs I think just dropped a lot of leaves, so we're gonna clean that up. But we're gonna leave most of this for the most part. Riz, can you move? Hi. Lizzie. Rose, what are you doing? Rose is being a really good helper. And whenever we are doing container garden work outside, we just make a mess. We put everything, we strip leaves on the ground, whatever, and then we just sweep it up at the end. It makes it so much easier just making a mess. And whenever we are doing stuff in the container gardening, like cleaning and stripping leaves, we just strip them right in the ground, kind of like a florist would, and then sweep it all up at the end. It makes it so much easier. So we have this celosia that is just completely splayed open in the center, And instead of tying it, I'm sure we could tie this together and kind of make it go more upright. We have some extra pots I'll show you guys. Over here, we have these 2 pots right here, and these really don't get any sunlight now that the sun has moved more south. This is north, this faces north. The sun has moved this way. So I think we're just going to put this one over there. Kyle's taking out that pot, and just switch the 2. Okay, so we have this Dragon's Breast Celosia that was here, and I don't know what happened, but this pot is quite large, and I think, oh, this one died. So this one died, and I think a lot of them just got a little bit smothered by the other plants. So I think we're just gonna remove this grass because it doesn't really do anything back there. We're just gonna take that out of there. We're gonna put a different Dragon's Breath here that's gonna look a little bit better, or maybe we'll put the purple one there, and then we're gonna add something else, probably the Dragon's Breath up here and then the purple one in the back, and then kind of replace those because I love this. I think I'm just gonna use this as a cut flower, hack up that pot because we have some extra pots over here that we can use and just put them in the garden over there. Okay, you guys, we had this mahogany hibiscus back here and it was just leaning on all the plants. I'll show you guys, I'll flip the camera around. It was leaning on all these plants, so we like twisted it so it would go that way. But I feel like it's a little much. It's a little heavy right here. So I think we're just gonna remove that plant because it's just all growing sideways. And I think we're gonna put this one right there. Oh, what are you doing, Rose? What is she grabbing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You trying to get the stick? She's trying to get the stick, but it's attached to the tree. Rosie, what are you doing? Okay, we moved quite a bit of stuff around. We're going to put a lot of it back in, but I think we're going to tuck in some of these Dragon's Breast Delicious that look really good, and even that intense purple one that's right here, because this isn't getting any sunlight anymore. We're going to move this over there, and then we're going to keep only the good looking ones. Anything that looks kind of ratty, like this pot right here. We have 1, 2 good looking ones, but for the most part, most of this pot looks kind of bad. And I think it's because obviously all these leaves have been dying because the bottoms have not been getting any sunlight. So we're only going to keep the good looking ones, and then we're going to put those back in the container garden. Okay, so we put in all of the Dragon's Breast Celosias and the intense Celosias. Now it's time to put back everything else, the peppers, the marigolds, the alternanthera, and then really everything else that we have. Okay, you guys, we are done rearranging everything. It looks so much better. We can actually stand here and look at the whole garden, and it's so beautiful. We really didn't stake anything. We kind of just rotated the pots, rotated the plants, and leaned them up against kind of the back, and then rearranged everything down here. And I'm obsessed with how everything turned out. Everything looks really good. We had really big problems, like I mentioned previously, with thrips earlier in the season, but a lot of things grew out of them. Usually thrips don't like the cooler weather. Our nights have been getting down into the 50s, which they do not like. So everything looks great. We tucked in the alternanthera. We have marigolds, again, the Durango Bee, and we did decide to put a cute border of dwarf peppers. This is the Acapulco. There's dark orange here, which is orange and purple. Love that. And then there's Acapulco purple with a red and purple pepper. That one's going to be really, really cute. Really, November and December are the best months for ornamental peppers here because I feel like they like a little bit cooler temperatures to really put on some really nice fruit sets. So anyways, these are everything in the garden. We took out all of the cockscombs. I know, y'all, I love cockscombs, but they were just looking kind of ratty, and I think it looks much tidier now that the cockscombs are not here. They really peak in like late summer and early fall, and now the garden is much more tidy. We did move quite a few things around back here as well. I'll show you guys a few things over here. We took out some zinnias here and moved some more cockscombs over here, and I think they look really lovely. This one's the Dracula. Absolutely love her. And then we moved, what else did we move? We moved some stuff on the other side of the garden. We moved this Dragon's Breast Celosia from that was right here over here, and then we tucked in some more intense purple celotias back there, and I think it looks really, really lovely. So anyways, you guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. We still have anemone and ranunculus corms available on our website. Now is a great time to plant all of your corms for beautiful blooms this spring, and we also have live plants available for shipping on November 10th. So thank you for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.